Episode 156. We made a podcast.
Saint 56.
Yes, we were waiting for you, sir, as usual. Episode 156. We made a podcast. We made a podcast.com. I think we kind of got our Twitter back. Did you see that?
No.
Like you can click on it now. Don't go now. Don't go now. Don't go now. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. No, too late. But like I mean, I'm not signed in, but I can like click on it, but it didn't show the tweets or something. I don't know.
Oh, in time.
We made a podcast. We made a podcast.com. Oh, I didn't even put on Instagram. We was about to record. Today is what, June 10th? Oh man, it's wild out here, dog. We might be in the middle of the revolution right now, Big C's.
We might be knee deep in a revolution, but along with this flag, my people are ready.
I mean, your people gave up the revolution a long time ago, some time ago.
Second calling.
Okay. I wonder if they're protesting in Bastonia right now. I don't know.
That'd be dope to see Iñaki in a Bastonia protest.
I don't know. San Sebastian. I don't know. They're out there.
I'll have to ask when I go to Idaho, see what they got, to see if they know.
Caesar allegedly going to Idaho. Okay. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I know there were some protests in Madrid and in Barcelona, but I don't know about in San Sebastian or Bilbao or anything.
Yeah, that's a good. I actually don't know. It'd be a good question to find out. It'd be cool.
They'd be like, Black Lives Matter, of course. We got one. One.
No, there's another one in the youth team.
Word?
Yeah.
Caesar be on them youth teams heavy.
They just dropped a clip. I'm like, what the hell are you supposed to not recognize him?
Sure. But yeah.
I was like, oh, what team is that? I think my was like, oh, Bilbao? Okay.
Stupid. Yeah, we got plenty to talk about today. We're going to start off the episode talking about what's going on in the world, different players' reactions to things. Last week on episode 155, we talked about some of our experiences going to protests and like just being in the middle of everything going on in the world after the George Floyd murder. Since then, I've been to a couple more protests. I'm not going to talk about them, but yeah, so, I mean, different players have been coming out and they're talking about Trump, and it's up out here. Also, going to talk about these transfer valuations that came out recently from. I'm guessing this is a real source, like a credible source. I've seen them around, but they got these transfer valuations that I'm just like, nothing. Nothing. I don't know what formula you're using, but it's garbage.
I got some shit to say about that too. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah, me too. Watch your mouth. Also, we're going to talk about, I hope you're watching this video of Caesar's big ass mug that he has right now.
That's matching with the flag.
That's that real. Caesar went to the nice part of Big Lots and got that mug right there.
This cup with this mug was definitely $1.99.
Yeah, damn right.
What's
the name?
We're also going to talk abuse.
Also talk about Ada Hegerberg and her new Nike deal. I want to ask Caesar some questions about that. But yeah, let's get into it, man. So I didn't even know that the USSF Mafia had banned kneeling during the national anthem. I did not know that they banned it, but apparently they had banned it. What's up?
I thought we kind of talked about it when we talked about the banning of kneeling, because we talked about when Alejandro Bedoya also did the thing on the mic whatever, no? I thought they did around them.
No, we didn't talk about them kneeling, the ban on kneeling, but apparently they're now considering rescinding that, repealing that ban. You all right? Caesar's about to mute and do COVID cough. That's what happens when you drink out of them cheap ass mugs. I guess they're gonna have a vote. Oh damn! I thought you muted me too. Yeah, I guess they're gonna have a vote about it soon. I guess like that's the thing that they feel like they can do in regards to everything going on.
Thanks.
A USSF Mafia spokesperson confirmed that a repeal of the policy is under consideration. I guess on Monday, this is funny. On Monday, the U.S. women's team issued a statement calling to repeal the rule, which read, We believe the Federation should immediately repeal the anthem policy, publish a statement acknowledging the policy was wrong when it was adopted, and issue an apology to our Black players and supporters. Look at the women. Josie, where you at, dog?
The women's team is, they're like not only winners, but they're like dope. They're anti like establishment in terms of telling people how they should live or express their amendment rights of freedom.
You know Carly Lloyd wrote that.
I don't even know, honestly, if she did, cool. If she didn't, they're still dope as hell for that.
That's the joke about her being Black. But
like, oh, I bet Carly Lloyd has something to do with this.
Yeah, Carly Lloyd, Kristen Press. Is
that the one that's most? What's the one that's the most hated one?
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, they're like Rapinoe probably definitely drafted that one.
You over here forgetting her name? Damn.
I just woke up from a nap.
It goes on to say, the statement goes on to say, further, we believe the Federation should lay out its plans on how it will now support the message and movement that it tried to silence 4 years ago. Until USSF does so, the mere existence of the policy will continue to perpetuate the misconceptions and fear that clouded the true meaning and significance of Colin Kaepernick, Megan Rapinoe, and other athletes taking a knee that Black people in America have not been and continue to not be afforded the same liberties and freedoms as white people, and that police brutality and systematic racism exist in this country.
Whoa,
this is everybody's responsibility, including this union and its members. We could and should have done more in the past. We are committed to rising up against racist, hateful, and unjust acts to affect change. Black Lives Matter.
Okay, go off then.
Go all the way off. Not playing no games. I guess somebody was saying that rule actually did not apply to the women's players. I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting. I mean, damn, it's just there's such a big disconnect between the U.S. men's national team and the U.S. women's national team, which is like crazy, but it's such a big disconnect. I don't know. I mean, I do have some statements from U.S. men's national team players about what's going on right now, but definitely not anything about this.
Yeah.
And like, I'm assuming there's some people that are coming out in support of what the women's national team did, but I don't know if I ever remember any men's player taking a knee. I don't think I ever saw that in a men's national team match. Not like I know. What's his name? Is his name John Brooks, the one German center back dude?
John Brooks, the German Chicago guy.
Yeah, I remember he took a knee before when he was playing.
None of them took a knee.
Yeah, I don't remember any.
Only Rapinoe did.
Yeah, I don't remember any men's national team player ever taking a knee during a match. And John Brooks did it in Berlin, but
Rapinoe did it like many times.
Rapinoe did, yeah, she did it a lot of times, and that was one of them. One of them was a picture on our first special episode.
Absolutely.
It was our 20th episode, and I want to say that was it was our 20th upload. And that was what, maybe September 2017, I think it was. So that's going on 3 years ago, where we were acknowledging it. But
know that,
yeah, don't play. But yeah, I mean, whatever about the taking a knee rule. Like, I think even if they uphold the rule, I think the women's national team players will still take a knee. Like, I don't think they're gonna care. Yeah. But it'd be nice to see any of these dudes do it once or twice. I mean, damn, dog, what happened? Thought y'all was about it. DeAndre Yedlin recently came out and said some things about what's going on right now. I guess he did some sort of a podcast episode with Hector Bellerin. There's something I'm going to talk about Dybala in a little bit. I hope I remember this thing, but
about the Barcelona.
About Dybala. No, not that. I don't really care about that. Yeah, so I guess Hector Bellerin is starting something called More Than a Footballer. I guess he's going to be talking to different players. I don't know, but what's the name? DeAndre Yedlin talking about what's going on right now. He said it's chaotic and it's kind of a shit show right now, talking about America. he said it's so sad, and I do believe that there will be change that comes from this. The younger generation are much more progressive in their way of thinking, having parents teaching them that black people aren't inferior. He said, you can see it. You can see it with social media and things like that. Back in the day, it was harder to convince people that the police are wrong, which sounds crazy, but that's how it was back then. I think this is the tipping point, and I hope it is. He Oh, this is actually kind of dope. Kind of dope. He said, "I was fortunate to be raised in Seattle, which is amazing, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I was still a black kid growing up in America. As far as, far as the what are you doing? As far as the riots go, okay." DeAndre Yellen said, "As far as the riots go, I'm the last person to support violence, but it's like, what else can you do? I don't know what else people can do." Um, he said that when he saw Colin Kaepernick kneeling, he said, "I thought that will bring a change that dug deep in the hearts of those that caused a problem kneeling during national anthem." But here we are. I don't know what the hell that means. But yeah, I mean, I guess he's coming out speaking in support of, you know, support of everything going on. He's optimistic.
Yeah.
And he's not even really denouncing looting and rioting that much. He's just like, well, yeah, I don't. He's basically saying like, I'm not gonna do it, but I get it.
Which I think is a fair stance to take.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so actually, he said something about Trump too, and then I'm also gonna get into what Michael Bradley and Weston McKinney said about Donald Trump. But DeAndre Yellen said that's actually so embarrassing for us. His whole presidency, how he was elected, it's mind-boggling. You can really see now he is the worst possible person in a situation like this. He doesn't promote unity at all. He wants division, which is crazy for a U.S. president, such a powerful country. So yeah, I mean, that's not too shocking, but I was kind of shocked about Michael Bradley coming out against Trump. Oh man.
Whoa.
Your boy Michael Bradley said, let me find this quote. Damn, Michael Bradley actually criticized Trump before he talked about the Muslim travel ban back in 2017. But he said recently, "We have a president who is completely empty. There isn't a moral bone in his body." He said there's no leadership. There's no leadership from the president. There's no leadership from the Republican senators who have sat back and been totally complicit in everything he's done for the last 3.5 years.
That's a bar.
I mean, damn.
I mean, like, people talk about one party, but to drop a bar about the Republican Senate around him, like, damn, that's only facts.
Seriously. He said, "I'm angry, I'm horrified, I'm sad, and I'm determined to do anything and everything I can do to be a part, to try to be a part of the fix, because it has to end, and we all have to be part of that fix. If we want any chance to start to fix these things, then Trump can't be president. It's as simple as that." He talked about people going to the polls in November as well. So yeah, I mean, damn. Oh, let me find out what Weston McKinney said too. Weston McConan. Let me get it right. Weston McConan, who does not watch soccer, said, he said, "In my eyes, he, as in Donald Trump, can be called a racist. I don't think Trump is the right man for the job of president. I don't think he understands his responsibility to the entire country. I think he's ignorant. I don't support him one bit. I don't think he's a man of his word."
Damn, go off.
It's funny because, I mean, I guess things are like right now a little bit chaotic, but I remember when, as soon as Megan Rapinoe said anything about Trump, he was like on Twitter attacking her. Oh, that's kind of cool. Whoa. Wait, what happened? Yeah, he was on Twitter attacking her. I wonder if he'll respond to any of the dudes, but I'm happy that they spoke out and kind of like drew a line in the sand. We know that there's a lot of U.S. soccer fans who are MAGA people, like, for sure. I've
100%.
I've come across them on Twitter. I'm like, yo, you are a hardcore USMNT fan / MAGA, bro. Like, it's
They
wild.
they run deep in those circles.
Like, heck yeah. Um, so it'll be interesting to see if he actually responds to any of these people, like Michael Bradley or Weston McConan, but I don't think he will. What do you think, though? What do you think about them coming out against Trump so hard? Awesome.
Um, I mean, I'm gonna be super real. I don't think it's like they're taking a tough stance. I don't think it's like what they're doing is extremely difficult to do, in my opinion. I think that that's kind of like, in a general sense, it's a wide ranging like public opinion. Of course, other than if you're in a different side of the world or you feel differently towards what the political system is going. I think majority of people, I hope, kind of feel similar to them. They are. You can't like look at how things have been going and think that he's been managing this great.
So you're saying that's kind of an easy stance to
This is
take?
my thing. This is my thing. You, I don't like when if the players really feel some type of way about the presidency in the world, they should look towards the people that sign their checks first, like the USSF mafia. Look towards
Mm.
them and make them institute change before you start attacking like people that are 20 positions higher up. Like if you look towards your own bosses and be like, look, I think that even myself and all of us have made a mistake recently in how we handle things. People like Rapinoe on the women's national team, I think they're ahead of the curve on what the speaking out is supposed to be. I think we can do a better part. Maybe we could do something. We should look at examples that teams around the world have done. Maybe they should look at Bahia as an example of what they've done with with celebrating all the leaders of the black leaders of Salvador and Bahia during their times and putting their names on jerseys, just doing different things, initiative they really want to make an impact in communities, and unlike Bahia, which is of course a big team, USA represents an entire nation. I think that if they did something like that, it has a bigger statement to it. Maybe their warm-up jerseys could have all the names of people that died of police shootings, something like that. You never know. Like, there's things you can do, you can address that can make a big impact. It's like we talked about in the past, maybe just between us. Like, it's cool to like take on a global issue, but I think it's better, more impactful to attack your community and tag your like go in your community, make changes within your community, your circle. For them, it's the national team. So go to your bosses, your board of directors, hit up the Goldman Sachs former boss, and be like, look, man, like I think we can make a serious impact that will. I know you care about monetaries, probably it'll help you monetarily, I think too. And then on this side, I think it'll help us as people. Like a lot of us here feel that we want to do more and we want to see what we can work with, maybe collaboration with Nike or whatever, just to make a change. I think that that's what you got to tap first. And of course, make your statements all you want about the president, which I agree. Like I agree 100%. But I want to see like that development. Maybe like maybe that can lead to them doing things more for just the black community in general in terms of not making everything so expensive and all that stuff for sports. And I know there's a really good documentary on Amazon Prime where Carlos Reyna goes into talking about how expensive the youth system is and everything. And, a lot of that's addressed on there. So I think that they could do more. And some of these players could speak out against the same people that have their signature on the checks. And then of course, once you become that establishment, like, look what we've done here in our area. We represent the national team every year in Olympics and every single global tournament. We don't stand with this president. That's like big to me. That's a bigger stance than just like Weston McConan out in like Schalke, so he doesn't watch soccer, says, oh yeah, like he's an idiot, doesn't know what he's talking about. Like I think there can be done more, like integrally. That's how I feel. And it's not saying what they're doing is wrong. I think that's the optimal approach in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel you. They can definitely do more, but I mean, I can commend them for like drawing a line in the sand about the president because there's definitely a lot of U.S. soccer fans that support Donald Trump. And for someone, I mean, although Michael Bradley's probably basically on his way out, um, for him to,
Michael Bradley's like an actual like Republican too, right?
I mean, he, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
saying he's a Trump, but I think he's like actually just a Republican in general.
No, it wasn't him. It was oh, what's his name? It was some center back dude. He used to play for like he used to play in the championship in England. I forgot his
Tim
name.
Reams.
Who?
Tim Ream.
No, not Tim Ream. It's another guy. I forgot his name, but he was like coming out supporting Trump early on. But
Because it's like to say like you can be Republican and not support Trump. That's
yeah,
fine.
for sure. Yeah, I
And
mean,
I
I
was
don't
like,
know if
I felt like I thought that that's what Michael Bradley was. Like he was like like he said that he like was Republican, but he does not stand what Trump is, which is entirely fine. I know plenty of people in the world are like that too. Like in
yeah,
America.
I don't know. Maybe I think he's religious. I don't know, but I mean, I can respect someone like him, and especially him too, because he's kind of like the face of like the whiteness of the U.S. national team.
And
Um, hmm,
sorry, I hate to cut you off, but like when
yeah,
Michael Bradley, like I'm happy that he takes his stance because to me it'd be shocking if he did it because in my opinion, his dad, even his dad and the team he was on, the U20 team they had, the U17 team they had, that was like one of the most diverse USA national teams I've ever seen. You know,
mhm.
those youth teams, the honestly, it's not even statistically or awards wise been like outstanding, but their golden era was that team that they had, which was Josie Altidore, Eddie Johnson, the kid that we talked about from damn, we used to like him a lot. He went to New England Revolution. It was Agudelo, and Freddie Adu. All these guys were on one team. There had a lot of youth, good talent. Opara, like that, a lot of like pretty much high level talent. All those guys from the U17 team played on the senior national team at the same time. That's really good for you in terms of like when you're developing talent to have that same youth team be able to go up to the top. That means you've done a good. That means those guys will be able to stick together the best talent you have available. So you have a very diverse team, people from all over the world. I think Aparo was like from Liberia, and all these guys are from all over the world. And then here's Bob Bradley coaching this team, and his son Michael Bradley's on the team too. Like, there's so much diversity around you. It'd be difficult for me to like see someone who's around all that and just feel like completely different. Otherwise, it'd be like sad for me. So I like that Michael Bradley, feels the way he feels, and he's speaking out against like how things are being handled. That actually kind of make me happy because I'm like that's someone who like came up in the youth system around a lot of diversity in American national in USA national soccer team. So that's like really cool to hear him speak out on that.
I mean, but you could definitely be racist after being around. There's a hella NFL players that's been around
Yeah,
black
but
people.
I'm talking about USA national team in general because USA soccer is totally different than coming up in NFL soccer. Like the diversity is different
Huh?
because of based on like how much the pay gap and everything in soccer in America is.
You need about 30 more minutes on that nap.
Okay.
What the hell's wrong with you? You should be angry.
No, I'm chilling.
See, you're over here turned up. You got it. If y'all are listening to this, I just want you to know if you're watching on YouTube, Caesar has a picture of Messi choking out who we thought was Rudiger for years. But unbeknownst to me, I just realized that is Dr. Becker behind them.
Oh yeah, it is Alison Becker from AS Rome.
Yeah.
I remember he played for them. You're right.
Yeah. Um,
Becker.
okay, let me go ahead and talk about what Dybala was saying, which was pretty cool. Oh, so this was funny. I guess Dybala, some stuff came out that like Dybala had said after he did like a charity FIFA match against Dele Alli. And so they did like a short interview after, and I just like seen the quotes. And I was like, well, damn. I was like, does Dybala speak English? Like, I was like, man. So I'm like literally went to go watch like search on YouTube this match and like went to go see like their interview after. He was definitely speaking Spanish, and
Oh,
somebody was
I'm
translating.
excited.
It kind of blows my mind how like I'm just like, dog, wouldn't you want to learn English, dude? Like,
It
come
would
on.
help him a lot.
Yeah, it would help a lot of players a lot. I'm like, dog, like learn English. Anyway, because I was definitely like, oh man, this is me. Like honestly, if Dybala spoke English, I'd like him a lot more.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool to me if he spoke English.
Yeah,
Like, all right, big dog, out here
I'm like,
learning
I'm like,
languages.
you're taking your career serious right now. I
You
can
want to be a
respect.
professional, you want to be marketable. I respect that.
Yeah,
Okay.
like for real. And then
Trying
I
to
was
be
gonna be mad.
trying to be an Instagram model. Go ahead, homie. Go
And then,
off.
and then I was gonna be mad I didn't know beforehand, but he definitely does not.
She's like, what is that?
Yeah, the guy was
Who
like,
knows? Never mind. It's not time for it.
okay, I'm gonna try to translate, and he's like, I think he has a translator there. I'm like, oh. But anyway, speaking about racism, this is what Dybala said. He said he was speaking about when Moises Keane was racially abused all the times. I don't even want to just say one game. It probably happened every single match.
Every single game.
He was saying it wasn't really easy for him, and I've experienced various situations of racism with other Juventus teammates in other stadiums. He was talking to CNN. He said many Italian stadiums have certain racism against some players. It has also happened to Mario Balotelli. It has also happened to Pjanic in a match against Brescia. And I think that Italian punishments should be tougher. He went on to say, if not, then it will be us players who will have to take measures into our own hands so that this does not continue to happen. Because we're talking about one of the biggest championships in the world where millions of people are watching. And if they see that there is racism and no action is taken, people get emboldened and continue to do it. Wait a minute. He said, okay, this is the part. He says, sometimes it is difficult to put yourself in the shoes of someone who suffers racism when you don't really ever suffer it because you don't feel it. But you know what is going on because of having a teammate who suffers racism, not only because of their skin color, but because of the country they're from that people discriminate against or they see as something bad. He said, it is also not only because of the skin color, but people are discriminated against because of everything. I've seen Asian players who were with me in the youth team and these things are sad. Luckily, my family educated me differently, and I can respect people for what they are, for their way of thinking, and not because of how they are dressed, what country they come from, or the color of their skin. Okay, there's some part where he talks about that the non-black players have to like be the ones who speak up. I mean, it's a long ass interview. Okay, this is about transfers. Okay. Anyway, it's somewhere in there. It's a long ass article. But Dybala was saying that it'll be up. Like he's basically saying what we've been saying for the longest, that it can't just be the players who are being racially abused taking action or walking off the pitch. Like he's saying himself that it needs to be like the players that are not getting abused who take that action. So I'm glad he said that, because I remember one here we was like, well, damn, what about Messi and Ronaldo and all these other dudes? Like the big players got to do that shit.
Yeah, it's one thing for a victim to speak out, but it's also a different thing than someone who's not a victim, but you consider these players your brother, your family, or best friend, or homie, or just comrade, or friend, just dealing with it, and you speaking up for them, that sends them even more powerful message, especially someone like, Ronaldo. I mean, that guy's like has the biggest social media following of any athlete in the world. So it's like, people like that carry just so much credence, and I think it's better for them. I think it's even more important and impactful when they speak out.
Can you imagine if when my Tweety is getting racially abused in some game and Ronaldo's like, nah, like Ronaldo's like looking at the crowd like no, and just like takes the ball and kicks it and walks off the pitch, like I mean,
doing all this shit like towards them, like the hand motion does.
Yeah, like definitely.
That would be big, dude.
Yeah, Serie A would have to be like, okay, you know what?
Knowing him, you ask him about it in the post game, he's gonna talk about it for sure. Like if you ask him in that post game, he's gonna talk about it too.
Yeah, I start talking about Ronaldo, he should get all happy. Who is dude?
You're literally ruining the show. But yeah, you ask him after the show, like after the game, he'll literally be like turned up about it too. So I think it's really impactful just visually seeing like an outburst of someone like that saying it, and I mean, I hope it doesn't have to reach that point, but
it needs to.
No, I'm saying I hope that doesn't happen to someone like Matweet, so they have to get to that boiling point. I don't wish someone to be a victim so change happens, but
Okay, Caesar, first of all, ever talk about me ruining the show after the 2019 the 2019 We Made It Music Awards. Don't ever
the only one that takes like that super damn serious. Literally. Exactly, we're actually dishing out awards to people.
Don't ever say damn in between super and serious. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, I feel like I haven't really heard any other players say that. Maybe they have, and I just haven't seen it. But I mean, I can appreciate Dybala saying that it'll be well, and at this point, they're not going to have fans in the stadiums for the rest of Serie A this season. But you know, we're gonna hold you to it, man. You know, whenever there's some racial abuse somewhere, whenever football gets back to normal, when you're playing somewhere and they're doing something to somebody, we're gonna be looking at Dybala and be like, yeah, well, remember what your ass said during in June 2020? Put up or shut up, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen or can critique on any like situation like that about Dybala. I've only seen him crying when he got a red card, but
Come
it'd be cool.
on,
It'd
man.
be dope to see a situation like what Messi's doing right here. See what Messi's doing right here. It'd be cool to see Dybala push him off of him and be like, "Come on, dog."
See,
Messi, this picture right here.
how you gonna be crying? How you
Messi,
gonna be crying about the red card? Bringing up him crying on the red card. We tried. He's over here having your back.
Thank you, Dybala.
Yeah. I mean, finally somebody got our back. I mean, I've never seen Messi or Ronaldo or I don't even think Neymar talk about like racism in football. I've never seen it.
Really?
Maybe Neymar, but
I feel like we're just speaking of it, I feel like they have before. We just don't remember. I feel like they have,
I
dude.
think Messi has. You think?
But it may have not gone into depth what League Dybala saying, but I feel like they have.
I mean, maybe they wore the thing, but I mean, maybe the racism is bad, but I don't think they ever really talked. You over here doing research?
I'm working on this. It's a show.
Okay, Caesar. First of all, you over here being real violent with me right now.
Well, yeah, I guess there has been a situation. Ronaldo teamed up with Jean Mario to talk about something. Jean Mario.
Oh,
They
that
talked
sounds
about racism in
familiar.
football.
But I mean, did he talk about it or what?
Yeah, they went on CNN. They talked to Alex Thomas about racism in football.
I feel like I remember that. I feel like I remember that. What year was that? Is that 2016?
2019.
What the
It
heck?
was. It was like. It was. I think it was in the League of Nations thing.
Mm. Ronaldo got some good quotes or what?
Yeah, Ronaldo speaks out on racism after chance aimed towards Koulibaly. Damn.
He was like,
Koulibaly though.
he's like, yeah, they were pretty cool.
Oh, come on, dog. Yeah.
He's like, please don't uncover my Africanness. Okay. Also, Raheem Sterling and Gareth's. Huh?
I'm sorry, real quick. Ronaldo actually posted a picture of him and Koulibaly together on his Instagram and said that on his Instagram, and he said, in the world and in football, there needs to be education and respect, not to no to racism, any sort of insult and discrimination! Exclamation points. This picture of him, Koulibaly together. I mean, that's a post, but I'm saying like I never seen like I didn't watch that scene in an interview with João Mario, so I don't really know. But yeah.
Oh, well, Messi, it's your turn, man.
I don't want to Google that.
I mean, the proof is in the
It
pudding.
looks super biased too with this background picture that I'm like not looking at Messi quote, but
Yeah, I mean, the proof is right behind you. I never seen Ronaldo choke out. This dude look like he could be.
what side are you gonna say? Ronaldo choke out which one?
What?
Messi. What race are you talking about? Ronaldo choking out?
Has he ever choked out a fellow African or what?
I don't think so. I know he. I actually, you know what? I'm gonna speak. I'm actually gonna applaud Ronaldo because the most violent Ronaldo incident ever was him in Portugal against Ivory Coast, and they was all beating the hell out of him in the game, and he didn't grab one neck that whole game. They had that interaction where he got like slid tackled. They were shoving him and everything. He didn't do anything back. I was like, okay, respect.
He was like, "It's my cousins," or he was scared. uh, every Ivory Coast player is like way more muscular than Ronaldo on the low. Like,
Yeah, especially Aurier.
yeah, Serge Aurier is like, what? This is normal. What's the name? Raheem Sterling and Gareth Southgate, his national team coach, actually came out and talking about some different things. I'm not going to get into all of it, but Raheem Sterling was talking about the need for black coaches.
Like, please.
Yeah, and he said there's something like 500 players in the Premier League, and a third of them are black, and we have no representation of us in the hierarchy, no representation of us in the coaching staffs. There's not a lot of faces that we can relate to and have conversations with. He talked about. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to like contradict him, but isn't Colo Torre? This dude's funny. Isn't Colo Torre the assistant for Brendan Rodgers at Leicester?
Oh, is he still there?
Because
He might be.
I know he was there in Celtic, but
I mean, yeah. I mean,
that's random. I just
that's funny. The only person we can think about.
I just thought of it. I like it doesn't even matter. I just thought of it. But,
Remember also, Chile had a former black coach for like 3 weeks until he got in that fight.
No, that was Costa Rica, sir.
Costa Rica did, yeah. Until he got in that fade.
Yeah.
He definitely won the squabble. That's one of the best videos ever.
He was doing well there. Yeah, but Raheem Sterling talked about – he mentioned Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard. And I was like, thank you for mentioning Frank Lampard. Like, Frank Lampard retired, and then, like, the next week or so –
Derby County job.
Got Derby County in the championship.
That's nothing. One of the biggest atrocities to me was Seedorf actually bringing AC Milan to Champions League spot and everything, and then the next season being let go.
Well, I mean, I remember Bobo Vieira
was a coach who spoke 4 languages, brought AC Milan. After that, they never literally like that was just the decline. After that, that was like one of the last years they ever had a Champions League spot. He was a coach, and then all of a sudden he's coaching like God knows where. Then he's like coaching in Brazil. I'm like, what? How do you go backwards after bringing a major team to that? Like, that makes no sense to me. That guy played all over the world, speaks multiple languages, is known as being like the nicest, intelligent, nice guy. Like, that's ridiculous.
Well, I remember Bobo Vieira. They were one time on the locker room on BN. They were talking about like the lack of representation of coaches, and they brought that up to Bobo Vieira, and he's like, Italy's racist. He's like, you know what that is? Like, he's like, there's literally no reason. He's like, it's Italy, man. Like, so like, Italy's so bad. Like, I'm gonna leave them out. Like, but he mentioned Frank Lampard, and yeah, like Frank Lampard retired from MLS. He went straight to Derby County.
Just wait how long it'll take Wayne Rooney. Just wait.
Yeah, even Steven Gerrard retired, like left wherever was he, LA Galaxy, I forgot, and then just went straight to Rangers. Like, this is a big club, but even Frank Lampard like went straight to Derby County. 1 season at Derby County, if I'm not mistaken, just one
Chelsea
season.
Job. 1 season.
1 season. They finished 6th, but they made it to the final of the championship promotion. They lost.
That was their highest ever finish.
Huh?
That was their highest ever finish too.
Okay, well, whatever. They lost the promotion final to Aston Villa, so they stayed in the championship, and then went to Chelsea.
Just like that.
Went to Chelsea, dog.
I mean, and I'm not even trying to beat this dude. To keep it real, like, I know it's like thing, but even Zidane had a harder. Took Zidane longer.
Yeah.
Zidane was
coaching
like
youth.
Zidane was like fighting to get his Class A license for like 3 seasons, and like coaching Castilla. And, like, he was an assistant at Castilla, then a head coach at Castilla. He was actually there. Zidane came in during the Ancelotti era.
Mm-hmm.
The Ancelotti era, they were trying to groom him. And it just, like, its whole process led to Zidane. Like, that's even longer. Like, Lampard literally just was playing at NYCFC. He was probably already getting his coaching stuff getting paid for by Derby County. Like, oh, yeah, we're going to get you in here, dog. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah, it's a shame. I can actually, like, literally, if we wanted to, we could think of a list of Black or any other race coaches that would probably people that be fantastic coaches that either have already got an opportunity and got thrown away or should be getting opportunities. And it's a shame. Like I don't know. I thought that was one of the better discussion points. I mean, it's like I'm not devaluing the discussion of other people around the world commenting on Trump. So that's good. That's great. Sadly, like, you have no influence on voting here. Like, because, like, literally zero. Like, you have zero influence because the people that are listening to you already didn't vote for him, to be honest with you. Like, the people that, like, here that voted for him don't care about Jadon Sancho or anybody out there talking. So the thing to me is when I hear them talking about coaching and people of administrative positions like Sterling talked about, higher ups, all that, that's great. Like, that's what I want to see too. Like, it's great. Like, this sport, I mean, look at the image I have here. All these, there's all these African players from Ivory Coast surrounding Ronaldo. Like, there's only one in there that's a coach, and that's also a former player. Like, we don't even get opportunity to see people who are non-players come. There's been plenty of non-player coaches that have come up and become prominent coaches. Even within AFCON, one of the saddest things about watching AFCON is watching how many coaches are not African or are not black at all coaching these teams, and there's so many teams in AFCON. That makes me so sad. Like, like the best thing about the World Cup was watching how Senegal had like a former player and actually a black coach. That was awesome to me. Like that was made me root for Senegal so hard. I'm like, that's what's cool because like you're seeing someone in a position of power that's not European or white. Like we need to see more of that. And I think that a lot of players would even feel more comfortable or feel more encouraged to pursue administrative roles in the future if they see other black people in positions outside of just being the sport or the athlete. When you see that, it's a lot better. Like we talked about on the show when Monaco appointed what's his name as one of their player director staff members. Was it Cedric Michaela was appointed as like a player director staff for Monaco. Like you need to see stuff like that because it's very rare to see.
Yeah, I mean, when's Brazil going to have a black coach?
You asking a lot, homie.
I mean, maybe they have in the past.
I wish you could see the federation staff. Then you'd be really sad.
I would not be surprised. But yeah, I mean, and what's his name? Vincent Kompany talked about having black people in the like the administration for the teams and stuff like that. He just mentioned that. Gareth Southgate, though, he was talking and he said that he admitted that he's become more aware of white privilege as he got older. He said he didn't notice it during his playing days when being selected or not was one of the few areas where it was a meritocracy. But he himself got his break in management at Middlesbrough in 2006, shortly after retiring as a player, despite not having his UEFA Pro license. He said, wow. He said that I know that I got an opportunity at Middlesbrough when I wasn't qualified. He said that came because I worked at the club and the owner knew me, but I couldn't say that the opportunity would have been there for somebody else. And I think we are all very conscious of it. So even he's coming out and saying like he knows that he's benefited from being white, he hasn't had to kind of like jump those hurdles that like a black coach would have to jump. There was somebody else, I forgot his name, but he was saying how he like went for the Aston Villa job a couple times, but the owner was saying that he needed experience, and he was like, well, that's what I'm trying to get. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're Aston Villa, bruh.
Like, I'm trying to get the experience with you. I mean, I don't even know how hard it could be to be a soccer coach. I feel like, honestly, dealing with the media is probably the hardest part. And then, like, dealing with the players' personalities. Like,
I think player personality to me is bigger than just than media.
Well, depending on how big your team is.
Yeah, of course. I think coming up.
Like a smaller team, the media is not as big of a deal. But, like, in the EPL, like, just playing in England, like, media and player personalities, like, that's going to be the hardest part. But it'll be – I think you can have more influence with a player than you can with the media. The media can spin everything. But like a player, you can just be like, well, you want to fight? Like, I don't know. But
this dude say you want to fight?
I mean, whatever. Like, but yeah, I'm glad that these people are speaking out. Last thing I want to talk about in regards to racism, I don't know if you heard about this, but did you hear about the Mainz fan? The German team Mainz?
No. Mainz, what? FC Mainz, something like that?
Yeah.
What about them?
Some fan canceled their membership, saying, "For several months now, I've been unable to identify with this club. I've since gotten the impression that I'm at the Africa Cup instead of the German Bundesliga."
Hey, man.
He said, "I know what's coming, but no, I'm not racist in any way.
Okay.
I resent that, but like enough is enough, basically."
I'm not racist, but why are there so many blacks on this team?
Yeah, and I guess FC Mainz said, "Not every canceled membership is cause for concern. Sometimes we're relieved."
That's such a great statement.
Yeah.
That's such a great statement. Like maybe what we're doing is weeding out the trash that we have as season ticket holders. See if
Yeah,
we're right.
I'm just like, dog, like, tell me the last German
I'm
team.
not racist, but why is it like an AFCON cup on his
Yeah.
team?
Tell me the last Bundesliga team that didn't have a black player that won the league or won Champions League or something, dog. Like, come
There's
on, dog. If
only
you have
one
a
team seems to win the league all the time there, but I definitely agree.
yeah, Germany has black players and Turkish players, like the actual German national team.
Literally, the first time I saw a German black player was in 2002. That
Yeah.
was that was 18 years ago, man.
Like, why don't you deal with the American occupation of your
Where
nation?
has he been? Asamoah was a defender for Germany in 2002. I learned about Germany having black people in 2002, homie. In 2020, you decided it's just the AFCON Cup now. Like,
Literally,
I don't know. He must have never seen Frankfurt play. He must have never. These teams are full of black players, black Germans, all this stuff. What are you talking about? Leverkusen's one of their highest transfers ever was in history. One of their most talented players is a Jamaican black player. Like, what are you doing, homie?
America literally occupied your nation and has bases all over. And why don't you figure
Your
that
issue with
out?
black people?
Yeah, like why don't you figure that out before you talk about the black players who just like happen to be there and be German?
There's American bases in your country, and there's like tons of black people that are the U.S. national, the part of the army and military there all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Where's
they
what
just go
bubble
there.
is he
They go in there having babies and leaving them.
in? Hey man,
I mean, it's true. Um,
we a wrong battle.
Also, speaking of Bundesliga, Bernd Leno, the Arsenal goalie, he said that Bundesliga is boring because Bayern wins all the time.
I mean, that's literally only facts.
Yeah.
Like it does sad. The worst thing about Bundesliga is that like you see like teams that have like some like it was cool. I enjoyed Bundesliga when teams like Leipzig were kind of going a little hard. When Dortmund is like going hard, then all of a sudden the end Bayern wins anyways. I'm like, that's not even right. Like they were literally 13th in the league, they won anyways. Like that's so whack.
Yeah. I mean, he's German, so I'm taking his word for it.
Yeah. And also like I don't watch enough to care that much, but they do win a whole lot.
I mean,
that's why when Frankfurt won the Polka, I was gangster. I'm like, hey.
I'm just like, well, damn. I guess it ain't even that serious because Weston McConan doesn't even watch the sport. So
this dude, damn, is always ready to give McConan the clip.
Yeah. No. Anyway, yeah, Black Lives Matter. How about that? Let's talk
about the next point. I think it's really dope. I've been binging all those classic games on Bleacher Report.
Yeah,
loving it, dog. Loving it, dude.
You and her sitting.
It's so cool. It's so cool. I wish we could do like a We Made It throwback recap. That'd be fun.
This dude here sitting 20-year-old games. Like, what do you?
That'd be cool to do a recap of like a classic game. That'd be cool.
I just want to know why you sitting 20-year-old games. Like, I want to watch that.
I mean, damn, relax. First of all, 2008 is not 20 years ago, but go ahead, man.
That was 2003, but this dude.
One of them. I sent you two. I sent you also Man U versus Chelsea 2009. That was a classic one, too.
I can't believe you because this dude, literally, I send him any kind of link. This dude take 3 weeks to click it.
I'm not telling you, have you – I literally did on the show. Did I say on the show, have you watched the link I sent you? No, I didn't. I said I have been binging these episodes, and it would be cool to do a throwback recap. I didn't say, hey, man, I sent you a link at 1 a.m. Why the hell haven't you watched it? It's been 24 hours.
Yeah, but that's how you feel.
Happened.
That's how you feel.
That has not happened during this conversation. So
that's how you feel, though.
Chill out, okay? That didn't happen, okay?
That's how you feel. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. That's what's in your heart.
Selective hearing, and I'm sad for you.
Say what?
Why the hell is Drogba's head so much bigger than Ronaldo's? Look at that shit. That's
pause. But okay, Caesar.
Good striker. Go ahead.
Say what?
No wonder he was a good striker. Go ahead.
Okay, pause. Let's talk about this CIES Football Observatory. Let's give
them the clip.
They have done a transfer valuation thingy here, and it's literally madness.
Where did you get this from, by the way?
Well, I saw it on Goal or something like that, but it's the CIES Football Observatory. I can send you the link real fast if you want me to.
If you can, it'd be cool. But I think I got it.
Can I send? I'll just send it on
Yeah, send it.
WhatsApp. You got
Is
it?
that Twitter? I think I see their Twitter one.
Here. I'm gonna send it right now on WhatsApp.
Oh my
You have
God.
WhatsApp up?
I already see one. This is making me lose my mind. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just sent it.
Go ahead. I want to look at it too while you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of crazy because I'm just wondering what they're taking into consideration. Like, they have Kylian Mbappe number 1, Raheem Sterling number 2.
I definitely need to zoom in. Go ahead.
Like, it's just funny. Like, they're talking about like the transfer value, and I'm like, yo, when you talk about value, like, there's more than just how good a go ahead, because you over here putting them hands up.
No.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. It's not fair. It's not fair. You have to.
No, go ahead. I want you to.
I'm already angry that there's a 29-year-old in the top 10. Like that's like.
Well, I'm not. I wouldn't be
I'm already
mad.
angry. There's a fullback in top 4 in the world. Who in God's earth would rather spend 171 million on a fullback than getting Sadio Mane? You're literally the worst manager in freaking history. Like you should literally get fired if you spend $40 million more on Trent Alexander-Arnold the third, first of his name, instead of a damn winger. What are you doing to your team?
Well, I wouldn't mind there being a 29-year-old, except that it's Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah,
like,
he's not a 29-year-old like who's been doing it. It's like a 29-year-old who's literally on a decline. Like he's playing like he's 35 right now.
Yeah, like literally. And
when he came out, said he's gonna play in MLS 2 years. I'm like, you should go now, buddy.
Yeah, and he also
you gotta go now, and you still might not break damn, what was his name that has the scoring tie? You definitely still might not break Martinez's scoring record.
You definitely won't because you can't dribble
and run.
Yeah, I mean, it's just funny because what I was gonna say is like I just feel like this thing is not taking into consideration like the value of a player isn't just how good and young they are; it's how marketable they are. Like how much money can they get you back from like.
I wish they had a number system on here.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, even Sadio Mane is like, I mean, you can easily put Sadio Mane second. Like you can debate. Like I would put Mbappe over Sadio Mane, but like between Sterling and Sadio Mane, like that's a debate. Like that's a legitimate debate. But Sadio Mane plays for Senegal. Raheem Sterling plays for England. Like he's just way more marketable. Like you can't like this is what they're considering. Like a team isn't just considering, oh, are we going to win trophies? They're winning. Like they're thinking about how can we market this player.
Bam, they have and you know who on this show, we're the ones that keep it more real about Neymar, and I even go at him extra hard than anybody. Just the level of disrespect and stupidity to have him $3 million more value than Ashraf Hakimi is bonkers to me.
It's insane.
Bonkers. Like literally, Neymar goes to any team in the world, no matter what his track record is or what the media has talked about him. He's bringing a whole country fan base of not only just a fan base, at least eyeballs. Because even if you don't like Neymar, you're gonna watch him. Like you're gonna watch. If you're gonna watch because you want to see him fail, you're gonna watch because you want to see if he can ball out. There's so many factors.
Yeah.
To have him, no one's watching more Dortmund games because Hakimi's there. And I love young goes. Young Rodrigo goes is a baller. $1.4 million cheaper than Ronaldo is mind-blowing, dude. This dude is barely getting burned in Real Madrid right now. When he does, we don't lose our minds. We still go, oh, Vinicius Jr. is still better, but he's good. Like, that's what the process is. Like, I can't even – like all these people above Neymar is crazy.
Caesar, there's people
crazy, dog.
There's people over Ronaldo I've never heard of. I've never heard of Lucas Klosterman.
Who the hell is Declan Rice?
I've heard of him, but I never heard of Lucas Klosterman. I never heard of
who's Milan Skriniar?
like I'm like, dog.
Who's Jorginho? Jorginho. I never seen his last name in my life.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah, this list is like.
I think
even if it's talent wise, the list is stupid in so many ways. Like
they got Anthony Martial at 61 million. I'm like,
I'll be honest with you. I'm even down for them to give Erling Haaland a little more like credit than what he got.
Me
Like
too.
I went out of my way to tune in to see him.
Yeah.
That's marketability. That's someone that's a talent. That's a talent on the field and someone who brings eyes. Like he's tall. He's putting up stats. He made the PSG battle a war. He didn't make it a run through. It was a battle to get that win. So that's we tuned in for that and we were interested. And then after it was over, we tuned in again. So whether it was a pandemic going on that happened, like I didn't. It's been 3 years since I've had the feeling to watch Man City because of Gabriel Jesus. Like I wanted to watch Man City because of Gabriel Jesus in the past. But he's been there so long and he's been this rotation player that I don't wake up in the weekend to go see that.
Yeah, he's not even a starter.
Dortmund's playing somebody, I'm like, oh, let me go check it out. Maybe Haaland might ball out today. He has that eye appeal. Like
Caesar, the reality is that
this is stupid.
You can't even deny, like, I mean, this is just a fact for me. The two most valuable transfers right now is Messi and Ronaldo. Still. Like, that's the most valuable. Like, that's going to bring, like, the only thing.
You're combining.
Like, the only thing.
And market.
Yeah, like, the only thing is that, like, Ronaldo went to Juve and, like, Serie A isn't as marketable, but if he would have gone to like any of the big clubs in England,
it would have been bananas, dude.
Insane, like insane.
If Neymar went to EPL, we talked about it.
Yeah,
it would have been if Man U, and they still could. If Man U somehow decides to pull the trigger and pull a Neymar, because you never know. Like
or
PSG
City
wasn't a factor before, all of a sudden it became a factor. Like that will be
big.
bonkers. Yeah. Their reviews are going to go. Man U's value is going to go up. Everything's going to go up.
Yeah.
If Man U brings in Alphonso Davies, who I love, shout out Canada. There's no disrespect to the homie. I'm not going to wake up extra early to see Alphonso Davies. If he comes on, dope. But no.
Honestly, I just feel like the top two is Messi, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And probably Messi.
You know what? I have no problem really with Mbappe there, though.
No, I'm going to say, like, I think it's Messi, Ronaldo, and I think Messi above Ronaldo. But then third, Mbappe, and then like after that, it's just like normal. like, and then Neymar. Actually, I'm gonna go Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe. Mbappe, Neymar, you could.
I'll go Mbappe over Neymar only because Mbappe has like the young audience.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And all that, like he
speaks English.
And this country likes him, so
yeah, he speaks English too, so he could be.
And he's not really that controversial.
No, he doesn't have any controversy.
Yeah, so that's true. He still has that clean goody boy thing going on, so it's good for him.
Yeah, so like those four, and then like after that, it's like pretty normal, dude. Like
the thing to me is like, I understand that there's people in different positions in the sport that have a lot of talent. Like I agree. There's people in other positions that are talented, but let's just keep it a stack. No one really I don't care if I sound biased. The last fullback anybody ever really wanted to watch a highlight clip on was someone like Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, nobody cares about fullbacks.
But that's the only reason. But he was on a team of galactic stars. He wasn't by himself. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go watch your team because he's by himself. They're like, it's a fullback, dog. He's so good. I agree. I watched the Barcelona-Liverpool game, and I literally said, I was like, well, Trent Alexander won my respect. He's dope. Like, I used to make fun of him and say he's dope. But it's not the same. You're going to put his evaluation over Mohamed Salah and Mane? That's bonkers. That's, like, disrespectful to them, too. Like, there's, like, an entire nation that worships Mohamed Salah like crazy.
Yeah.
When Mohamed Salah posts something on Instagram, his comment section is bananas. Like, it's so much love.
And also, he broke the record for goals in EPL.
He broke the record for goals.
Yeah.
He literally was the only reason people gave Egypt a chance in the World Cup is because he was on the team. No one was like, well, I think England's going to ball out because they have Trent Alexander-Arnold. That was a good job they called him up. He was really the reason they're going to make it to the top this time. If anything, England was being shunned the whole World Cup, as they always are, for being underperformers.
Yeah.
We all looked at it's just stupid to me.
This is a joke. This list is a joke.
This list is really freaking bad. It's almost like they just took like the most valuable players on FIFA 20 and they compiled a list for it. Like, like Mason Mount, my guy, Mason Mount. The only thing we people in general world know Mason Mount, he's interchangeable with Pulisic. That's what it feels like. Like
they're brothers.
It's like Van Dijk being like below Mason Mount is like crazy to me. Like Van Dijk, I've seen him like all over advertisements now. Like I see his thing growing. He's talked about. He just won Player of the Year. Like you're gonna put him below Mason freaking Mount?
I mean, it's insane. They got Rodri, the big tall ass midfielder from City, above Messi. Like that's insane.
I'm a Cityan. I know Lenglet, how you want to pronounce his goddamn name? Like this dude, to me, is just another good Barcelona defender that just rotates on that team. Like
he's just
Barcelona always gets another good defender to put next to PK all the time. That's just him. Like it's not someone where I go, yo, let's check this out. Like it just makes no sense that these evaluations. Yuri Talisman was supposed to be a tune-in talent 3 years ago when the AS Monaco transfer went through. I was watching him when he was a young talent playing in Belgium. I was like, this is his opportunity. Flamed out in Monaco, gets loaned out to Leicester, who ain't done nothing. So it's like I don't even understand. Fabian Ruiz, look, dude. Okay, like literally Fabian Ruiz is the only Napoli player, like above. There's no Napoli player above Fabian Ruiz. That's the last dude I'm tuning in Napoli to check out.
He didn't even start.
Then Fabian Ruiz is the last dude I'm checking out on Napoli. That's the last dude I'm checking out. Okay.
They got Coutinho over Son. They got Coutinho over Lewandowski. They got Coutinho over Kevin De Bruyne.
It makes no sense to me. I mean, I even think they're disrespecting Lautaro Martinez putting him this down low. Like,
oh yeah,
like Lautaro is like that dude is like the only reason one of the reasons people watch Inter. Like he's like they're trying to figure him out. They want to know him. Like he's intriguing. And when you watch him play, you know he's on the field.
Yeah.
Like it's just this list is dumb because to me, like of course this list is suspicious when you got a top 5, 4 of them are English players. I'm like,
I think
that tells me how you feeling and where you made this list at. You can have the simple fact that top 5. You know what? You're honestly disrespecting yourself. If you're an English person, you made this list. You're disrespecting your own team. That your top 5 is all English players under the age of 25 who ain't done shit in any tournament ever. So it's like I don't wonder. It only carries on the notion that the English team has always been the most overrated fools of all time, and this is like it's just crazy. I love Raheem. Raheem the Dream. Raheem the Dream would be okay in this position if that Real transfer went through. Then he'd be there. He'd be in that position. But that's not the case. He's still at Man City, a team with 15 names on it. So it's a really, really bad list. Like really bad.
Horrible.
Yeah, like even Messi and Ronaldo getting super disrespected on here. Like
I mean
Messi especially. Messi should be Messi is not this low on the scale. That's ridiculous.
Like, I'm just sorry. Like, this is the most popular player in the world.
You're going to put Gabriel Jesus over freaking Messi, dog? Are you crazy?
This is the most popular player in the world. Like, everybody loves him. Like, he only gets
Carlson over Messi?
I'm like, if your team gets Messi, like, you're going up, man.
If they even watched 3 minutes of Copa America, the only thing you would say about Richarlison is he has all the talent in the world. That's what you'd say.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Super talented. He's a baller. But then you look at the stat sheet, you're like, oh, it's just not there yet, which is fine.
Yeah.
Messi has both things going. Look at all that talent. Look at the stat sheet.
and like everybody loves me.
Look at the Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. I mean, even Richarlison, look at that Copa America. You're like, yeah, Richarlison's a baller, but Swerverton scoring all them goals.
Yeah, Swerverton was the reason Brazil got to where they got, literally.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, like, I think that they probably just used some kind of weird algorithm and just went with it.
I feel like they did this. I feel like they used some kind of corny algorithm with like number of times name was entered on Twitter or some shit.
So, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Some cornball thing, which is stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. They should have us do the list. I mean, honestly, the way
how's Lo Celso even on this list, dog? But go ahead.
Jeez. He doesn't even play for.
Son is probably literally the most popular play in Asia, hands down. He's way the hell down. That guy has so much value. Like all these teams are dying to break into that market so bad. He goes into any of these top tier teams. Like Tottenham is not a massive marketed team. You go to if Son was to be the primary player on Man U, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Like that would be massive. Like that's so disrespectful to have someone like him way down here below Coutinho. Like below Daniel James. Like, come on, dog. Like,
I mean, dog. Lo Celso isn't even better than Ndombele, who I didn't even see his name on there.
I don't understand how they made this list. Yeah, like marketability is it's so much.
That's more important than
It's
skill.
the biggest thing. You know, think about it, like Real Madrid. There's two talent like Sterling and Hazard are very talented both players, but we can both agree that market wise and like face flair everything, Sterling's above Hazard. Like Hazard is very popular in England, but Sterling's a very popular in England, and he's an English player, and like he plays for the national team, and he's probably gonna wear that captain band. There's so much more going there, and he's 25. Like, dude, like there's so much. There's a level. Like, so I'm sure that you can have all these players that you're looking at. Oh, they're 19 and they're doing so good in their leagues. That's great, man. Like you said, you probably know about Declan Rice. Victor's on here from Lille. Like, that's good. These guys have so much talent, but their market is so low. That's why the only time you should have these higher players, someone like Haaland, who has crazy marketability right now. He has crazy. I'm sure his numbers are so high on response on when people click on a page that's an article about him. That's why some articles post 3 pages a day on him. Like, they want to know more about this guy. He's like mysterious out of nowhere. No one's really doing that much about Victor and Declan. Like, they're not getting that kind of steam. Or even James Madison, who you love, they're not doing that right now. Like, so it's really dumb. Like, it's just not really. This is not done well at all.
We should do our own transfer.
Ours would be way better than this crap.
I mean, we should both do one separately.
I'm down. And then we can also do a retro recap. I'm down.
No, sir. No.
Fans will love that. You're a hater. Go ahead.
No, we don't have fans. Okay, Caesar, wrap it up. But I wanted to – I saw this article, and I wanted to see, like – because you kind of know about this world a little bit more than I do. You be counting people's pockets. You pocket watcher sees over here.
Okay.
So Ada Hegerberg, the striker for Lyon, she recently signed a deal with Nike. And so it's saying that the deal is for a decade, at least 10 years. And it's for €1 million. Is that a lot or not much?
Decade?
Yeah, 10 years for €1 million.
That's garbage.
Right?
It's so fucking bad.
Whoa.
Let me give you a crazy number. I'm gonna blow that out of the water right now, okay?
Let me just say this while you're looking at it.
Do that one.
Lyon won the Ligue 1, Women's Ligue 1, 5 years in a row, and have won Champions League 4 years in a row. And I'm pretty sure she's like the leading scorer in all those. I don't know about last season because I know she tore her ACL, but she's only 24. And yeah, I was like,
Okay, like this is not a fair, but I want to give somebody what like a number that's supposed to like resonate, like with like a number that's supposed to like be in the scale of that, okay? Of like another athlete, like Derrick Rose in 2012, signed a deal with Adidas, a 13-year deal, which is one more than what the homegirl got, three more than what the homegirl got. He got paid $185 million for 13 years.
Loudy.
Like,
pretty different though.
No, it is pretty different. I'm just telling people a scale of like someone signing a decade deal for €1 million, which is like what $2 million in American money, or 1.5 million, whatever.
Yeah.
And like someone else in America getting 13-year. 185 million. Literally, he had so much money he paid his friend like a salary also. Like he was giving his friend a salary for 4 years, like of like $75,000 a year. So it's like
That's it.
his friend damn near got more than she did. So it like that deal to me, like that's really whack. She's somebody that's a name. They're gonna profit probably so much more off of that than whatever she's gonna give. Like you always got to think about a return on a name. You know, like as athletes, there needs to be you need to have a valuation of yourselves. You need to have a high accord. And maybe her situation is just that no one else is willing to even come close to that number, which is sad.
I guess she was with Puma before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if I mean, because she didn't play in the World Cup last time because she was having issues with Norway, and I remember that. So I wonder if that
affects the market a lot too.
Yeah, I want because that's like I'm sorry.
Yeah, like that's a big stage, and no one tunes in to Norway for other players other than her.
Yeah, so I wonder if
star on a team.
Yeah, I wonder if that like hurt her because that's like the big tournament for women is
Norway got some talent coming up. Okay, shoot.
It's the World Cup. I don't know if because she wasn't seen in that World Cup because I mean she's a baller, like she's really good.
She's stupid good.
And I don't know how good Norway is. I mean, USA is just like head like way better than any other women's team. But like if she was playing for Norway, you know, maybe she could have edged out Megan Rapinoe for that golden boot of the what you call it in the World Cup. I don't know, but I was just wondering because I'm honestly I don't really know like that world like that. You be out there watching people's pockets heavy, but I guess that deal is garbage. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I just hope to see the women's side get the money and respect that they deserve in the world. We've agreed here it's actually even a better form of soccer to watch them play. It's a soccer that would appeal that if they integrated that type of soccer to men's soccer, it'd actually be more entertaining as well too. Like the women, they go hard. They have great fundamentals. Some of those teams give you trouble. Like I thought one of the coolest things was watching Japan doing their World Cup run. Like it was cool to see a team, from another side of the world, literally the other side of an entire time zone. Put it on America, and show them that they could win it all. That was cool to see, and I just wish that like they really got more esteem. I mean, for example, the marketing was so bad, I can't name you one player from that team. I think they do a terrible job of marketing those players and those teams, and I wish that was done more effort into that.
Yeah,
I mean, say because I don't know it. I mean, I know Japanese players already. Like, it'd be cool to know the female players as well too. Like, because I know one or two of them played for Chelsea. Like, they just need to do better with that stuff. I don't think those leagues spend enough in marketing in that aspect as well too.
I mean, I would love to watch more women's football.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember you were asking to watch more, and BN wasn't putting them on.
Yeah, I was tweeting them from jump to.
They were like, put some other garbage on them. Like, just put the women's game on.
Yeah, I was asking to put the Women's Champions League on. They just started doing it this past season, but yeah, and I think it was only PSG games, but I can't remember. But I was like, yeah, can we watch the Women's Champions League at the very least? The knockout rounds, like I would love to watch knockout rounds of the Women's Champions League. I'd love to watch that more than a lot of group stage regular Champions League matches.
For real.
But anyway, episode 156 we made a podcast. Okay, Caesar, I think next week, hopefully we can talk about Zlatan was criticizing how like they do soccer here in America, like the pay to play. Zlatan was like, yo, it's garbage, dog.
I love that. I'm so down.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that next week. Yeah, I want to talk about that next week for sure. And we will have La Liga recaps, man. La Liga's coming back.
Those already result today.
No, La Liga.
The Division 2 started today.
Oh, really? Okay, I don't really care about that. La Liga Uno starts tomorrow.
La Liga Santander starts today.
Yeah. No, wait. Santander is number one. Number two is it's a different bank.
Yeah. Watch Money Heist. You can see all those banks get robbed.
It's not Scotia Bank, but it's one of those.
Oh man, Scotia.
But yeah,
Take this BC. No, I'm playing.
La Liga's coming back. I don't know about Serie A. I don't know when Serie A's coming back. Maybe they're coming back this weekend too.
RIP France.
Dog, Ander Herrera was out there snitching on Cavani, but then he was also
I saw that.
yeah, he's also saying like he's kind of sad that they're not starting. He said they ended prematurely. Did we talk about that last time? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, he also did snitch on Cavani, but then also said that he hasn't talked to him since they left France.
Tried to make it up by saying that Mario's only a good coach and things are going good.
I mean, we all know that you ain't ever.
That's
you're
not
a
new,
revolutionary, buddy. Dog. Like we
he
know
wasn't saying that when you was there, though.
Yeah, exactly. We know he's a sore loser, but we also know that he's senile. So I think that Mourinho forgot he coaches Tottenham.
Mourinho was like, "Wait, I'm still Oh yeah,
like literally. You know, he's so mad they're bringing the season back. He's like, "Oh man, I was having fun terrorizing my African wife."
Hey man.
Well, his wife is African though, so
she is.
But anyway, episode 156, we made a podcast. Man, this is still over 3 years, never missed a week, dog. Insane.
Still here, dog.
Still here. Me and Caesar was playing soccer yesterday in 95-degree weather, going hard.
It was hot as hell.
Bugs, 95 degrees. Me and Caesar.
There was a bee attack randomly. It was a lot going on.
For the culture, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, holler.